Okay, this is a 1976 Dodge M880 pickup made for the military. And these things, there are a lot of them. They're built heavy duty. It's rated at 1.25 tons. So it's got an oversized rear axle and springs. It's got the oversized axle, the heavy tube on the front axle. This one's painted olive drab. This one's in pretty good shape. I've actually had this thing licensed and plated and insured, drove it around. So this is a good truck. And I'll show you why it's not running around right now. There's a good story to that. So I'm equipped with the blackout light gizmo on the front grille there. This one doesn't appear to have the marker lights on it for blackout driving, just the front headlight gizmo. Little rust, maybe. No, that's not rust. Of course, it's got that bathtub style Dodge mid-70s grill or hood, so it always collects water in there. Getting pretty close to right into the sun. I'll see if I can adjust my angle here, or let's just go this way and keep it down. You can see the no locking on the front axle. It's full-time four-wheel drive. Okay, get back here to the door. We'll open up the door and I'll show you what the problem is. Alright, so here's the problem. Identifying how do you do. Now what happened is I had this truck running and everything, so I decided maybe I ought to have them blackout lights working just for fun. So I took it to this guy. Yeah, he can fix that, no problem. Well, he couldn't fix that. And then he gave up. And the truck's been sitting like this since. Really irritating. But that's what happens when you don't do your own work. I just haven't got back to finishing this off. So these things all came 318 engine, automatic transmission, full-time four-wheel drive, and manual steering. And where the power steering unit goes was a spot they had reserved for the 24-volt military electronic communications. So I know this one still has the manual power steering. Now you can get that alternator if you really need military communications. Door works good on this one. This truck's in pretty good shape. Yeah, it's in pretty good shape. Now these two little things right here on top of the tailgate, actually they're on top of the fender on the box. They're not on the tailgate. Those things designate that this was a communications shelter pickup. So there's a big box that goes inside this pickup box, and it's got a little communication shack. And that's what the 24-volt alternator ran. Does have a rear marker blackout light right there. Yeah, he's got a pintle hitch on him. Boy, he's all set up. He can bring his own generator. What that gizmo. Oh yeah. And there it says HQ54. So I guess this is the not the original, but this is one of those where they went, Car 54, where are you? And that was an old funny comedy series from the 1950s. Herman Munster was one of the cops. I forget what that guy's real name is. Oh, and the other guy was the uncle on the Addams Family, who looked like a vampire. That was the other cop, I think. No, maybe not. I don't know. It's been a long time. Anyhow, so let's get back to the 70s. And there you can see right there on that, above that wheel opening, it says HQ54 again. So this was a headquarters truck, and I don't imagine it got much use. You know, probably even in the reserves. Never got much use. Runs good though, when I get it running. Yeah, what a mess. Oh, and then I gotta find the right kind. It has to have the speedometer with the kilometer on it, and it has to have an oil pressure gauge, and then you got to get the right what did I say, speedometer? No, I don't know. That's it. Oh, and then you got to figure out how to hook up that switch. There's a big old switch that runs the there he is. See a big old switch? And all these pins on the back. That's what's supposed to run those blackout lights. I don't know how that works. Apparently the other guy didn't either. Yeah. That's a good door. All right, I'm not going to